We're here at Donington Park for the Carole Nash King of Donington round of the 2026 British Superbike Championship. Before the action took place this weekend, we caught up with local favourite Leon Haslam, whose success over the years at Donington makes him the perfect guide to this iconic circuit.
When did you first start riding Donington?
I think 1997 was the first time we had a go. I think I was 13. Obviously my dad used to run a young rider academy called Team Great Britain, so we've had a lot of riders come through, and a lot of laps around Donington. So we're here at the top of Craner Curves. For me, it's one of the most iconic places on any circuit that I've rode, mainly because it's actually a key area to be fast, but also it's a lot of people make a mistake here and crash, and you can't quite probably see it, but the undulation of Donington here and how the track drops away over that crest and where you put your position of your bike to get this section is key of Donington, and for me it's also probably one of the most exhilarating as well.
Do you have memories previous to that?
Yeah, I was 6 weeks old when I started travelling the world with my dad. So yeah, obviously racetracks for me was like a big playground. So, you know, the actual racetracks and the racing didn't really mean much to me back then, but it was, where we could go and make a den in the woods, or and play around with other kids in the paddock. But a lot of good memories from Donington. Yeah, obviously we're here at Coppice. You've got a lot of elements here. You've got your very uphill braking that the hill kind of disappears before you get to the corner. So this entrance point here is actually quite crucial. It's very easy to get it wrong and run out wide. But the big key is obviously it leads on to one of the longest straights at Donington. So to get this set up to get the exit is critical. And obviously because it's such a long radius corner, you get stuck on the edge of the tyre. So obviously you're trying to do the shortest, fastest line, but as that tyre drops away, it's really, really hard to do as the race goes on. So yeah, for me, this is a key point for the race. It's easy to lose a lot of time. And obviously, it's really hard to get correct.
What are the kind of key points on the circuit that you really need to get right to kind of make a good lap time?
Yeah, Donington's actually quite flowing, and it's very much a circuit of two halves. So this first section is all fast and flowing, and you have to be very specific where you put your bike. And the last section is very, very heavy braking. So what you want from your bike is kind of two opposites. So there's always a compromise of being good in the last sector or being good in this sector, and depending on where you feel that you're losing the time. Yeah, obviously, we brought you here. This is a really good passing opportunity. The biggest thing is the green paint. You're not allowed on it. There's obviously a lot of people that can use it, and obviously get penalised if you do. So it's a very easy one that you can get caught out by being dragged into it, which really upsets your exit. So it's a key point to the circuit. It's a very easy place to make a mistake. It's definitely going to play a key point in the race. Yeah, so this is like, for me, the split of the circuit of two halves. You've got your fast flowing section, and then these last three turns is really, really heavy braking. You're getting your bike down from 180 down to, sometimes as slow as 50 mile an hour. So yeah, for me, this section here, it's all about getting the bike stopped, not rushing in too hard, making sure you can get in and out as fast as you can.
Is there one that particularly sticks in mind that was like an ultimate bike to ride?
Yeah, when I finished second in the world on the Suzuki, it was never the fastest, the best handling, or it never did anything like amazingly better than anybody else, but it did everything really good. So for me, every time we rode that, we always tried to set it up differently to get a better result, but our base setup just worked everywhere. And as a rider, it gives you a lot of confidence to turn up knowing that straight away your bike's going to be pretty solid, sort of thing. Yeah, Ducati build a race bike. The new bike, everything's just improved that little bit, and BSB is a little bit different because we're not allowed the electronic aids. We're not allowed certain aspects that Ducati have developed for the World Championship. But fundamentally everything that we are allowed to use is better. So it's just a matter of figuring that out to a setup to go fast around these circuits. Yeah, the famous Melbourne loop, a lot of action is always here. Obviously very stop-start, very near the end of the lap. So yeah, very, very difficult. It's actually quite downhill into this corner to trying to get it stopped. a full 180 corner to get out the other side. So again, another mega opportunity for passing. You've also got the long lap there if you do anything naughty during the race. So yeah, there's always a lot going on here, a lot to manage. You know, getting these bikes stopped from them speeds to try and get back out to that last turn. It's one of those corners, it's very downhill, it's very off camber. It's actually probably one of my worst corners on the lap. You know, I've had a lot of near wins and failures on this corner. Nearly won a World Superbike race with BMW, literally a few metres from the line. So yeah, it's a tricky corner. There's a lot to take into consideration, the bumps, the off camber. Got the Tom Wheatcroft Suites just there where I used to play as a kid. So yeah, a key corner on the circuit. One that is very difficult to get right, but it's also a place that you can overtake and obviously make it count on that last lap. And yeah, obviously it leads you on to the home and dry end of the lap for Donington Park.
There are 5 different manufacturers battling it out on the BSB grid this season, each one bringing its own strengths and setup challenges. We spoke to some of the crew chiefs from across the paddock to find out exactly how they fine-tune these incredible machines for a lap around Donington Park.
I'm Shannon Etheridge, I'm Carole Ryde's crew chief in the Nitrous Competitions Racing Ducati team. Here there's a lot of hard braking, so it's sort of a compromise here between the first half of the track and then the last half of the track. So it needs to steer well through the first half, but then be also really good on the braking because there's a lot of overtaking opportunities in the last part of the track.
My name's Darren Jones, crew chief and team manager. I'm crew chiefing just for Hickman side. It is different, yeah. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah, normally we just go. It's more of a European track here, so we'll go a lot longer with the chassis. A little bit softer and try and get the bike to stop into the Melbourne loop because that's a pretty good overtaking spot.
I'm Ian Presswood, I'm the crew chief for Max Cook in the FS3 Bimotor racing team. Donington's just a track that's it's got 2 completely different sections. So the first section, long, fast flowing corners, and then the last section, very stop-start. So that's kind of where we focus our attention on at Donington is the last sector. It seems to be more in the corners. The bike is a really sweet handling chassis, so it seems to be the combination of the engine and the chassis really seems to work quite naturally in the fast corners.
My name's Paul Williamson. I'm crew chief for Jason O'Halloran at Honda UK. Yeah, we're going to try a couple of things that we learned from Alton Park, or what we need to learn from Alton Park. Donington's quite a tricky circuit to set up for. The nature of the circuit is fast and flowing for the first part, and then hard braking for the last sector. So it's normally a bit of a challenge, but yeah, we've got obviously data from previous years, and we'll try and find the best setup. The strong point is braking. So here I think we'll be okay for braking in the last sector. We struggle a little bit, especially like at Alton Park, with the amount of power that we have and to kind of handle that power. We've made some good changes already, which I think will work here as well. So it's been able to manage the power, especially with the tyre change this year. Learning how to get the best from that tyre.
Yeah, it's quite a lot different because Alton Park's quite undulating and there's some real high G corners. Donington Park's quite flat with not a lot of bumps, so and it's a low grip circuit as well. So you tend to run the rear of the bike quite a lot softer compared to Alton Park. And the electronics are quite a lot different because there's 3 really hard braking slow corners at Donington Park, so you need quite a lot of engine braking and a good stable bike under braking as well.
As part of the Carole Nash weekend here at Donington, our customers are getting the chance to do a parade lap of the circuit ahead of this weekend's racing. It's a unique opportunity to experience the atmosphere of a British Superbike race weekend firsthand and take in one of the UK's most iconic tracks from a completely different perspective.
It was great. Everyone behaved themselves most of the time, and it's just nice that the weather's good and you can experience the track as it is for the BSB bikes.
Absolutely amazing, like the best experience ever. So I'm absolutely buzzing from it. It just, blew my brains. Haslam GT125. Probably not the bike you'd expect to go on a track, but yeah, it was so much fun. But yeah, I can see why people get addicted to it now, so I need to be on track.
The Carole Nash VIP experiences take customers behind the scenes straight into the heart of the action, starting with a grid walk, a pit lane walk, followed by your choice of a lap in the safety car or an unforgettable pillion ride around the circuit. The Carole Nash Garage has been one of the highlights of the weekend here at Donington Park. Fans have had a chance to get up close to the action, take photos with some iconic bikes, and even meet McCann's Yamaha rider Brad Ray. The weekend kicked off with an incredible qualifying session, with 8 riders beating the lap record and Kyle Ryde securing the top spot for the weekend.
Feel good for tomorrow. I'm happy to get mostly a full race distance under my belt with a bike that I feel is working with me. Obviously at Oulton Park I was not fully comfortable with it. So I was a little bit nervous going into this race because I feel like I have the pace, but I was not really sure which way it was going to go. Max was riding phenomenal, Kyle also super smooth. But I knew when the tyres started to drop that I might have a little bit more, and that was my only game plan because I couldn't pass. The pace was so hot. And with like 3 or 4 laps to go, I saw the tyre from myself was dropping a lot, and I could see Kyle struggling a little bit more. So I was like, okay, the opportunity could arise. And then when I went down Craner Curve, the opportunity was there. So I was like, okay, I need to take that now. Super happy because now I feel I'm gaining confidence in myself. I'm riding better every lap. I'm remembering things that I used to do in the middle of the race, like, oh, that's how I used to do it. Oh, right. So like, it's just being a bit rusty from having such a long time off that I've never had. So just building confidence all the time. And yeah, it will be nice to take some more wins tomorrow, but it's going to be super tough.
Yeah, obviously I feel amazing. It's my first podium this year. It's my first podium as well, which isn't at Thuxton, so which is really cool to do it at my second home track. I'm only living down the road at the moment. So yeah, that race went really well. I didn't expect to lead so much of it, to be fair, but yeah, my pace was quite good in low 27s pretty much every lap, and then yeah, the rain started to come after about lap 10, and because I was the first man through, and you know, you get a lot of rain on your visor, I kind of took it a bit too steady, like on the paint, and you know, at the foggiest chicane, I kind of lost a little bit too much time, but I didn't have anyone else to reference it against. But yeah, once Carl and Scott passed me, I did see we had quite a big gap behind, but obviously I wanted to win, so you know, I really did want to, you know, I caught up to him again, and you know, things started to heat up towards the end, but obviously yeah, then the rain cooled it a lap early. But yeah, overall I'm very happy with how it's gone.
Yeah, I'm feeling there's a lot of mixed emotions. I don't feel like I deserve third, but also it just is what it is. Obviously that rain cloud could have come at 3:30 and we could have had a wet race and I might not have come third, so for now I'll take the third and make my bike better for tomorrow. But yeah, it was a good race. Max set a really good pace for the first 3/4 of the race, and then I just dug deep really, and I was a lot better in the last sector. So once he made a mistake at the chicane, I passed him, and then I just tried to do a pace hopefully to pull away from Scott, but yeah, no chance. So once Scott passed me and then the rain come, the red flag, I ended up third. So yeah, we'll try again tomorrow.
The sprint on Sunday saw incredible pace again from our top 3 riders, with Max Cook taking a podium on his 100th BSB start, Scott Redding taking a solid 2nd place, and Kyle Ryde coming out on top.
Yeah, it was better than yesterday. We're obviously lucky that this warm-up was kind of somewhat dry, or ideal conditions to try the bike, because it was definitely better than yesterday. So I was feeling good for the race. I'm not saying I feel like I could have won easy, but I knew I had more of a chance. I wasn't as tired, the speed was a lot better, and yeah, once Scott let me through at the last corner, we made a mistake, but once I was through, I just got my head down really and tried to do what I've been doing all weekend, and yeah, it was good to have a good bike.
Yeah, I'm relatively happy but a little bit annoyed at the same time because my bike is just not performing at the level I need to fight for victories, which is a little bit of a shame. I feel like I'm riding quite well and pushing the limit quite a lot, but I'm taking a lot of risk with the front of the bike. You can probably see in the race, losing the front a few times, run a little bit wide, so I need to clean that up a bit because Kyle is a very smooth, clean rider, so I can't afford to gift him that like I did. but this is part of it. I feel like we're improving, getting faster, and we're still playing catch up a little bit. Slowly we're dialing into where we need to be, and I think for the last race it will be potentially better for us. Obviously the weather dependent what happens, and just trying to figure out this new tyre, how we can get more tyre life from it, because we have a harder tyre which should be better, but the lap time is there, but the feeling is quite bad, so we need to improve the feeling with it.
Really good actually, very happy with the result, but I'm very hard on myself, you know, in performance wise, and I kind of just wish I was a little bit closer to, you know, Scott and Carl in front, but yeah, obviously a huge thank you to Adrian Steel Stop the Motor for giving me a bike underneath me. It suits me perfectly around this track as well, and yeah, I'm absolutely loving this weekend. It's been the best BSB weekend for me by an absolute mile, so yeah, huge thank you to them, and I can't wait for this afternoon's long race.
In race 3, the action intensified even further with the top 3 riders battling out for the win. We caught up with them after the race.
Yeah, brilliant. Obviously today has been a special day, but definitely been kind of lucky with the weather. Luckily it's been windy, so the rain's kind of blew over, but yeah, we had a great bike today, so thanks to all my team. Really enjoyed riding my bike today. Can't wait to come back in September to do it all again.
Yeah, the race went pretty well. Obviously, I'm happy to be on the podium, finish second, great weekend. But I just feel like there's a little bit more to come. I'm a little bit frustrated that in the last 2 corners, I just couldn't get the same momentum and drive as Kyle. They made me work all the rest of the lap, which I was okay with, but it was just so hard to set a move up to be close enough. I didn't want to like override those sections, but I tried everything. I tried sliding in, I tried sliding out, I tried picking up the bike slower. I tried everything that I have in my knowledge, and nothing made a difference on the outcome. So, you know, Carl did a great job in performing consistently. And then just at the end, we're getting closer, which is the key factor. You know, it's, what is it, the 3rd kind of few days we've been on the bike. So I'm happy to be here and look forward to going to Knock Hill.
Yeah, the weekend overall's been amazing, to be so consistently at the sharp end all the way from Friday. I've not been outside the top 3 the whole weekend pretty much, so yeah, I couldn't believe that I've got 3 podiums. Previously to this, I've only ever had 2 podiums, and they've both come at Thruxton. Yeah, whereas now I've managed to come away here with 3 podiums, which is amazing. So yeah, obviously a huge thank you to my team, AGN Steel Stop the Motor. They've worked so hard to obviously rebrand the whole team and invest a lot of money, and you know, there's a lot that's gone into this, you know, behind the scenes, and to already be at round 2 on this new bike, a new manufacturer to VSB, and to be on the podium is, yeah, a huge achievement for us. And yeah, I think throughout the year it's only going to get better from now. So yeah, really, really pleased.
It's been an awesome weekend here at Donington Park for the Carole Nash King of Donington round. From the racing on track to all of the action around the paddock, it's been an incredible weekend. For more behind the scenes content from British Superbikes, follow Carole Nash Inside Bikes.